Aqua Mini.
Is it Aqua?
That's what I was informed of before we started this thing. That's Aqua Mini.
Who told you that?
Apparently,
Not me. I'll tell you that right now.
Sabotaged by my own company, and I have major issues with it.
Imagine Dave. Imagine Dave having.
I wrote this out.
Imagine Dave having a whole like position to like announce some shit. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to bring to the stage the legendary sounds of Big Boy, Andre, Outkast with the new project, Aqua Mini.
Aqua Mini.
What else going on, y'all? I'm on vacation, but I came back because I'm with my bro here, and I got my sis here guesting with us today. This is Back to Classic Cinematic Movie Podcast that takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago, right here on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and wherever you get your podcast from. Don't forget to download us, our Beat Network Amazon app available now. I'm Jay Alonso. With me, of course, is
Danger Neff, David Danger Neff. How are you doing, partner? Welcome somewhat back to vacation from vacation.
Yes, this is an impromptu. I snuck in real quick because I am on vacation. As you can see, I got to run the beard out. Pretty good.
He's got a chin strap there.
Yeah.
He's bringing No Shave November early.
Yeah, no shave November. I'm gonna rock it out through the summertime. It was good.
Welcome back. And welcome our guest to the show.
Special guest to the show.
Hi, guys.
She's been dodging for a minute, but we got her on the show. And she is a family member to the Beat Network crew, avid Beat Network supporter. You've seen her on the what's the name of the show?
The Noise.
She's been on The Noise. She's been on the show?
The Noise.
No,
I did The Noise twice.
Our game show. FOH.
Oh yeah, I was definitely on FOH. I was in the first episode. So I'm an FOH OG.
I'm like GOB.
I'm an FOH OG.
FOH OG. Make some noise for our girl, the very pregnant Jade Ball. How you doing, love?
Very much so. I am good. I'm good.
Look at you.
Happy to be here.
Look like you got a whole little bun.
Do you not understand how difficult it was to find the right outfit to wear where I didn't look real pregnant and I still look real pregnant? Like,
I mean, once you're like real pregnant, it's kind of hard to like not be.
It's over with. Pregnant. I can't even wear a white t-shirt without looking real pregnant. Okay.
No.
There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, at least you're glowing. You know.
Oh, thank you.
You look fantastic. You look fantastic, and you got your hair all slicked back and looking like somebody's mama. Yeah, there you go.
You see me? You see me?
You know what I'm saying? So, first time on the show, thank you for rocking with us. It's funny how.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We want to talk about some things.
Okay.
About you. If you follow me, then I've posted about Jay's game night that she hosts, her adult game night that she does. And you've also have known that I am the champ of these game nights in various genres, such as hip hop twice, R&B once, movies once, digitally as well. But Jade provides you this opportunity to one, have a blast. It's so much fun to talk hip hop with fellow hip hoppers. When you establish yourself as like a known somebody in there, it's like, oh, fuck, Jay's coming? Oh, damn.
Yes, and that's exactly how people be feeling too. Like, wait, so Jay's coming? Oh, we gotta whoop his ass before we whoop anybody else. That's it.
Yeah,
he the top of the list.
So, explain the concept of your game nights and what gave you that drive to push those.
So basically, I do different genre trivia nights. It is all trivia questions, random. It could be something for hip hop. It could be something as easy as what is Eminem's real name, or it could be something as hard as when was the last year the Source Awards aired. And they're all straight answer, no multiple.
Yes,
I got y'all, didn't I?
I was like, not 90, 97, nah, 98. Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, so and then I do hip hop, I do R&B, I do urban movies and urban TV sitcoms, and I do 4 rounds, and I tally points at the end of each round. Whoever has the most points at the end of the night, I have a first, second, and third place. Everybody wins cash prizes. There's always drinks flowing. It's a really good chill vibe. We have a DJ. I'm gonna eventually incorporate food so people can eat in between. And I want to make it like a really nice vibe for everybody. So I fell off a little bit because I'm incubating right now. I did do one since the pregnancy, and I plan to do another one before I drop. So the next one will be R&B trivia, and just be looking out for the flyer.
So Dave, bro, listen. If you know your R&B, if you know your Jodeci facts, if you got your Drew Hill facts together.
Just give me the category Eiley Brothers, and I'm good to go.
It'll be Smiley Brothers in there.
As the white guy of the crew.
Why are you talking about yourself?
I'm black as shit. But as the white guy of the crew, if you come, I expect you to be on some like, hold on 1 second. The answer is actually Charlie. Last name Wilson.
Charlie Wilson.
Charlie
Wilson.
Last name Wilson. Yes.
I'm gonna be mad pronouncing that W.
I believe the phrase is "ewe" is what he says. But so I for one appreciate it, even though I appreciate you because I have to get paid in that thing. But I appreciate you on the next question. Yes, it's one of those times to when it's a great time. You come through there. Obviously, you meet people that you don't see before, or people you haven't seen in a while, and it's also a really good vibe, and it's very chill. And the music's always flowing. It's always just kind of fun to be around in that atmosphere. So the question will really be, like Versus, you started this in the pandemic, that kind of expanded, kind of more quicker than you thought it would, if you will. So now that we get to points where we can start going outside again, where do you want to take the adult game nights?
I wanted to get bigger so I can have it at larger venues so more people can come. I want to eventually have bigger prizes because right now my first place, of course, is $100. I want to get it to a point where it's more. I want to make it feel like it's like a club atmosphere. I want to eventually segue into other game nights, other different games that I've been putting together that I haven't really worked out all the kinks yet. Most of them are music related. Almost everything that I'm doing though is very urban. So I want to get it to a point where adult game night isn't just trivia night. It's adult game night, trivia night, adult game night. Name that lyric, adult game night. Different, mini games like Minute to Win It or something like that. Like I wanted to be known that this is for the adults. This is for y'all to come have a good time. Come get your drink on. Come get you something to eat. Come vibe out. And I really like the way our vibe created itself. Like it wasn't forced. It's just a really cool atmosphere. And I want to keep it that way, but I want to make it bigger.
Well, I can tell you, you have my beyond undivided support. And if you ever want Back to Class to host a movie trivia night, Dave is down, aren't you, Dave? I'm down.
Of course, David.
Totally down.
Dave loves me now, so we're good.
Dave will write questions that'll piss everybody off. Wait a minute. I didn't even see that. Come on, bro.
What scene was that in? Walk me through that.
King who? I ain't never seen that. Come on, bro.
Hold on, true story. When we were first doing the idea of FOH, we did a practice round with everybody at Beat, and it was one of the categories was like roles that actor has had in the past.
Oh, right? This is for 2-minute drill, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was 2-minute drill. I think it was FO. I think it was not FOH. Oh, you know what? It may have been 2-minute drill. I think it was 2-minute drill. And Jay and I got into it with Will Smith as he and I were just going back and forth with each other. And I pulled the biggest bullshit movie like out of my ass.
Yeah, you pulled out some bullshit. I'm like, what?
It was like Hollywoodland was the name of the movie or something like that. And so everyone was like literally Los was like, I'm gonna have to check that real quick.
I would have immediately started Googling, like, what is that?
Google game heavy.
Game. And of course I got it right. And I got it right. And like everybody was just like, man, fuck you, Dave. Like you can't
right? Like where did you pull that out of?
You know what it was? It was like, you know how like you verify something and you look before you say anything, the look on your face.
Right. I got the shit.
It was like man, fuck you, Dave.
It's my favorite reaction. It really is.
I know. I feel that. I feel like we're kindred spirits because I love that reaction too. Because everybody be trying to count me out, and I'll be like, look it up.
No, listen. Jade has gotten that kind of look for me. I'm like, Jade, that's a bullshit question. Me and you know it. Like, whatever. But whatever.
It works.
Whatever.
He's all like, what is the 37th word in this song? It's like,
no. I'll tell you one for sure that I should have got triple the points, but it is what it is. J. Cole, who album just came out and is fantastic. The question was, his last album, KOD, what did KOD stand for? Now, if you know the album and if you know J. Cole, the actual meaning is 3 different meanings. So which ones are you referring to? Obviously, it's the main one, kids on drugs. Right. But it's also King Overdose. It's also Kill Our Demons. So which one are...
I've never heard either one of those.
Because you wasn't paying attention.
I wasn't. I just listened to the album and that was it. So I Googled it to make sure it was Kids on Drugs. And I was like, okay, well, I Googled it. So if they Google it, they're going to get the same thing I got. So, but when you hit me with the which one, I was, as a host, I can't break character. But at the same time, I was like,
Jay would do that in like Jeopardy. If Alex was still alive, like
which one? Like, no, don't cut the commercial. Which one you talking about?
Because the way I understand it, it's more than one.
I'm sorry, that's not in the frame of a question.
That would be Jay. Yes, he gets me every time. I'll be like, you know what? We're not about to do this back and forth, but it's great. I love it.
And Dave, when I tell you when she grabs the mic, and this probably gonna be the cockiest thing I'm gonna say in the midst of the game now. When she grabs the mic and she's reading off the winners, in third place for the dinner, we got this person. It's usually Sarita or Los or whatever. In second place, probably Los. First place, I'm just like,
he do, or he'll stand up like, like, bro, sit down. Let me call your name.
I don't glow. It's a good time. It's a good vibe for sure.
No, Dave, he don't glow. Says the man who will walk in my studio and be like, the champ is here. Like, no.
But am I wrong?
Whatever.
The
questions is coming, so don't even trip.
Yes, if you want to see me lose, let Dave write them shits. Yeah. I'm like, bro, her? No. We're not going there with it. The Last Temptation of Christ? What, Dave? No. I don't know nothing about that.
Who was Jesus in the Last Temptation of Christ?
Peter O'Toole and what? I don't know. Nah.
That's funny.
Nah.
Who has been her main rival?
10 Commandments and what?
Are we talking about Christian movies? Ain't you an atheist?
Yeah, where are you going with this? You're confusing me.
Oh no.
All right, but you can definitely check out Jade's whenever you're ready to announce the next one. Very, very excited for it. It's gonna be
yes. Definitely pub the website, pub the social media where they can find you. Cause I try to share every time as well. And then let us know what the next one is. Well, you know, you can let me know what the next one is.
Of course, I'm gonna let you know.
I'm gonna be there.
Definitely. Let's get into today's movie.
Today's movie, which by the way, it was amazing because I watched it again today. I love this movie. This movie is so much fun, and it's more adult jokes that I really picked up on the first time.
Way more. Way more.
Oh, they went there. We're taking it back to Shrek. Original release date May 18th of 2001. Shrek's opening weekend with About Adam and Angel Eyes with J-Lo. Nobody saw it. Production budget.
I've seen Angel Eyes.
I believe you have. That'll be one of them damn trivia questions. Who in Angel Eyes did Jennifer Lopez? Angel Eyes? Who the fuck seen Angel Eyes?
They're gonna be like, Jay, did you see Angel Eyes? Okay.
As a matter of fact, I did actually. Box office total $484.4 million, 88% on Rotten Tomato, winner of one Academy Award for Best Animated Feature at the Oscars. Yeah.
Okay.
This is one of those movies that I think has become a much better movie as the years have gone by. It's one of those that like you kind of go back to it and you still find yourself kind of like laughing and chuckling. Now, funny enough, the production for this movie, the original person who was supposed to play Shrek was actually Chris Farley.
Yes.
And Farley actually recorded almost every line in the movie until his untimely death. So I'm pretty sure there's a version of Shrek out there that you could probably hear Chris Farley's delivery over Mike Myers. And I'm actually a little curious to kind of hear how it would sound because I love Mike.
Right.
And Mike has definitely had, you know, his franchises now. From Wayne's World and Austin Powers now Shrek. But there was always kind of something, I always felt a little reserved with Shrek in this. And especially as like you kind of get more, because he was kind of a serious guy, but he kind of had those like fart jokes that like made you laugh in some cases. I didn't know if Mike Myers could actually really hit that. Now, Donkey is fantastic in this. Like, I mean, Eddie Murphy is this movie. He's easily like the best part of the original one. Go ahead.
I would say so Mike Myers' Shrek is already like it's already iconic. However, rewatching it, even though Shrek has some great lines, it is Eddie Murphy who initially kind of grabs you with certain things. Like number one, it's a lot of cursing in this movie.
Yes.
And it was like, what did you say? But the innuendo is insane in this movie. And a lot of it's due to Donkey, right? And I just feel like Eddie Murphy was supposed to be Donkey, no matter what. Mushui's great. But Donkey, this is his movie off top. Now, I love Cameron Diaz. I love John Lithgow as Farquaad. And Vincent Cassell as the one weird cat. It's just, the voice talent is great. And nobody really thought that it would take off the way it did. However, I will say this. It reminds me of our days of Mojave, Dave. Because when there was no teacher there,
we'd watch Shrek.
Shrek was on.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're in high school now. I'm just like.
They would either show Shrek or they'd show the old version of Romeo and Juliet, where they had the big ass cities. Like,
listen, me and Dave included, went to a black school. So technically, if it wasn't Shrek, it was Temptations. If it wasn't Temptations, it was Stand and Deliver. If it was Stand and Deliver, it was Born to Be Wild for some fucking reason. It was the most random shit.
Ever After also was
After was played a lot. Yeah.
Wow.
It's you're right, Jay. It does remind me of Mojave a little bit, especially because it's just so adequately and just thoroughly like embedded in my.
Your teacher's not here today. You guys want to watch Shrek?
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm 17. No, I don't.
Clark High School wasn't playing that. We was not.
What were you guys playing? 187? I'm just kidding.
Yep. High School High.
You would look real life, okay?
High School High. But Jay, so for you, watching this movie again to prep for the show. Well, first of all, you have 2 daughters already. So how many times have you seen Shrek? Number one, and then rewatch it again for the show.
Too many to count. Of course, because I have a 7-year-old who is going to watch every cartoon movie possible, and I'm still a kid at heart. So Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks, all of that is that's my wheelhouse right there. But to watch it with the eyes of you're gonna talk about it, you start to notice everything. So watching it just on your leisure, it's like I know all the words. I got this. But then it's like, no, you should probably still watch it and make sure. And then you be like, oh, did you notice that when they were leaving, not only did they put a flower cover on Shrek, but they put a halo on Donkey as they was leaving to go do the quest to go get his swamp back. Like it was a lot of. I never noticed that until I watched it yesterday.
I just like how mean Shrek is to everybody. Like he's so freaking mean to everybody in existence.
No.
Well, that's a good segue to open the movie up because the movie does open as Shrek is a antisocial, extremely territorial, as far as his place of residence. And in this land, ogres are treated like super second class citizens for sure. But then again, so is everybody in Lord Farquaad's spot, which I think this movie has the best opening. But going to by the time Shrek and Donkey, and I'm skipping ahead, but going to when Shrek and Donkey goes to Farquaad's place, and it's just it's hilarious, bro.
Now, what I keep in mind is something. This was, if I'm not mistaken, this was DreamWorks' first 3D movie that they ever decided to do. So, for those of us who grew up, watching the animated Disney, watching the hand-drawn Disney, the last hand-drawn movie that DreamWorks had done was actually The Prince of Egypt, which is supremely underrated if you've never gotten around to actually seeing it. I mean, that movie holds up to this day. It's that good.
I still get like, child when I watch Prince of Egypt.
With Whitney and Mariah, come on? Are you kidding me?
Child.
So for this movie, which again, there's going to be kind of a mixed crowd with this because DreamWorks literally went from Prince of Egypt into this movie. And it's like to compare the two are very, very, very different films. Especially because like one of the biggest selling point to the Prince of Egypt was the Whitney and Mariah, as opposed to this, which is of course All Star by Smash.
Right.
but
which All Star has kind of gotten this reputation that like, how is this ever a number one hit? But you can't help but sing the words.
And don't forget, All Star came from Mystery Men, not Shrek.
It did come from Mystery Men, but this movie made it popular. This movie like shot it to the top. No doubt about it.
Yes, because like we know what All Star is, but if I go to Applebee's and they play All Star over the PA system, my child is gonna sing it and say that's the Shrek song.
Because it came at a time when there was a shift. Because if you ask me, All Star became such a big record, beginning with Mystery Men, and it kind of never really fell off. Because it was in a few movies, and then it kind of reemerged and kept moving because of Shrek, right? But when I hear All Star, I immediately think Mystery Men.
Also, for the record, I love Mystery Men. So
I do too. Mystery Men is very underrated in my eyes, but it's still one of those things that with this particular movie, I always think when I hear All Star, I think Shrek. Like I really don't think of Mystery Men.
Yes, I see him kicking the outhouse door out because he just went to the bathroom. I see the opening credits, like.
Right, exactly. So, because Shrek is such a highly territorial green ogre who is somewhat a menace to society,
he's a black man.
Every single time that a group of white people, I'm just going to call them that, decide to kind of show,
he said it.
To kind of stand his ground and kind of hold things down. And kind of showing himself off as a big scary ogre that is until his life is basically turned upside down by Lord Farquaad, who is Lacking in, he is very vertically challenged.
Little man syndrome. That man,
Napoleon syndrome.
His ego is bruised. I promise you.
He is a dwarf, and Farquaad is the Lord of Duloc, and he unknowingly exiles a vast number of fairy tale creatures to Shrek's swamp. And I gotta say, this was actually a really cool scene because you never kind of get the idea of like playing around with, oh, Pinocchio's going to get this, you get to see like the gingerbread man, and you get to see all these other little fairy tale creatures, and it's like they're having a reality check. And at that time, there's never been a cartoon that has shown a reality check to cartoon people like ever. Looney Tunes has done it sometimes, but there's so many episodes of Looney Tunes that it'd be impossible to try to figure out which one exactly was. So this was like seeing this like reality check for somebody who was entering age 14. This was very different for myself. Like seeing rent needing to be paid, it's and then of course they would spawn that off with like shows like Drawn Together, where they were like, oh, let's get into really, really dark history with some of these guys. Jay, what were your thoughts on it? Like,
I thought it was first thing, the deal with Donkey is hilarious because off rip the kind of character that Donkey's going to be. But super fast talking, very Eddie Murphy. When the fairy tale characters show up, it's played out so dope because when Snow White's on the table, when Doris puts Snow White on the table, he goes, "No, dead broad on the floor." Bro, I was laughing my ass. Oh, it was so funny because the first time I seen him, I didn't catch that. He said, "Dead broad goes on the floor." I'm like, yo, Shrek's a savage, yo. But
like he just knows what's up. He knows what's
going on. On the floor, like we're gonna put them in, but somebody's in your bed, like what? Goes to bed, the wolf is in there, like get your.
But the wolf was in the bed, like why?
Oh, what's wrong? What I do?
So of course, angered by this intrusion, Shrek decides to go meet Farquaad and demand that they be moved away from his swamp. And he reluctantly allows the very, very talkative Donkey to join him.
Which is
when they arrive at Duloc, the adult joke.
Before that though, because it's something about like when they begin the trip to Duloc, and that part where Donkey's like he's doing on the road again, like on the road again. That's probably one of the first classic moments of the movie. He goes, "Can I hum it?" Like, fine, go ahead, hum it. That shit had me rolling. It was so funny.
I also like how Shrek just like grabs a torch from this gnome or whatever, I guess.
Yes.
And he goes and he just kind of flings him away, but then the guy's like standing up, like clapping for him later. Like it's something normal in his life. People just take things and throw him like all the time. So when they arrived at Duloc, though, you had this huge tower, presented in front of it, and great animation. Still pretty much holds up to this day.
Yeah, it does.
And Shrek immediately begins with the adult jokes. Do you think he's compensated for something?
I'm like, oh, a dick joke. Oh my god. Okay, we're going there.
Yes.
But that was minor because when they get inside the area and it's quiet, too quiet. They find that box and that little come out the box comes out to play with a little too. And the song's like, what? Like something about grass. Wash your face, man.
They said something about grass, and then they said, "Shine your shoes, wipe your face." Like, because I know y'all not gonna do that. We're not gonna go there.
First of all, the fact that they were bent over when they were ready to say that,
and they said face,
like, and then turn around and do face. I'm like, no.
Yep.
I could almost see like 20 years from now, Shrek be like, "No, cancel Shrek." Shrek is wild.
Right?
Shrek is wild as fuck. Shrek is just wild as fuck. Like, nah, that's too much of doing that.
Also, like right before they enter in Duloc, he like tries to talk to the mascot guy in the head, and he goes and he runs in between the ropes.
Yes,
that part's great.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, why is this so funny? Just like he's like trying to talk to him.
And Shrek's like, yo, can I tell you what seconds?
Now, somebody who's worked in ticketing before, to see somebody just go through all the stanches, it had me rolling because it's exactly everything I've always wanted to do, like at a movie theater. It's just like, no, fuck you. I'm cutting through the entire line. Like what are you guys going to do? Send me to the back? I'm just going to.
It's funny because I've seen people who work stanches, like there's nobody there. But they'll walk through the whole thing. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not doing that.
Around and go to the front.
No, I'm not doing that. It's like 20 rows. No way am I doing that shit. No way.
So meanwhile, Farquaad is presented with Snow White's magic mirror, who tells him that in order to become a true king, he must marry a princess.
Another great moment. Great moment.
Begins this great little montage of the mirror having his moment where he's basically presenting the 3 princesses he could get.
Before that,
the second one was Snow White's and is in Shrek's swamp right now.
Before that.
Hold on. But it was like an homage to the dating game.
Right. It was, but before that, you gotta shout out for Farquaad's bodyguard because when he says, I want to be king, and the mayor goes, well, you're not king. Shouts his manager out, the guard goes, mirror, punch, and kept looking like.
And then the mirror was like,
shout out to him. He is so with it.
You're not a king yet.
He goes, what? Pop. We work something out. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that to be me.
So
the dating game joke, yeah.
First of all, he presents Cinderella as a mentally abused child to the family. I'm like, oh, they use mentally, like when I heard it, I was like, oh, they're just dropping mentally abused.
Canceled.
Canceled
20 years.
Canceled.
Like, whoa. Are you victim shaming? Like,
victim shaming.
Am I?
When they finally present Princess Fiona, played by Cameron Diaz, she is a fiery redhead who's locked away in the top of the tower. Who likes pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
Caught in the rain.
Right. And immediately, like once she's chosen, they start playing the song. If you like pina coladas. Like, this is so dumb. This is like, so Shrek, of course, as he tries to kind of.
Can I make a brief statement?
Yep.
It's unrelated. But I've always wanted to drink a pina colada on the cue for the pina colada song.
Wow.
Yeah, like as soon as I get my drink, like, if you like pina colada,
we're gonna make that happen for you.
You know what? I get high when I hear the song "Cause I Got High."
Right.
that too is also true.
So Farquaad organizes this tournament in which the winner will receive the privilege of rescuing Fiona. Some of you may die, but that is
a risk I'm willing to take.
I'm willing to make. I'm like,
you need your ass beat. That's what you need.
Right?
It's Jay as a king or lordship in this.
That's why you get out there. I've seen you out there to get dragons home, boy. Burn your ass up. Maybe dark as me, fucker.
When they arrive, when Shrek and Donkey arrive at the tournament, they basically wipe the floor with Farquaad's knights. And Farquaad decides to proclaim them as champions and demands that they rescue Fiona. Shrek negotiates to basically, I will do this if you kick off all the fairy tale creatures from my land. So then begins this now journey into rescuing Fiona. And you kind of get a little backstory on why Shrek the ogre is more like an onion than he is like a cake.
Or parfait.
Or parfait.
Parfait may be the most delicious thing.
Delicious thing on a whole damn planet.
He says and he actually says whole damn planet.
He does. He says parfait's got to be the most delicious thing on the whole damn planet. And then if you really listen, he said, you got a knack into something? I started talking about parfaits and I get all wet all around myself. Like, he started salivating just talking about parfaits.
So,
innuendos. Gotta love
it.
When they finally get to the castle, they are attacked, of course, by said dragon. And as Donkey is cornered from the dragon, Shrek is able to locate Fiona, who is, of course, appalled by his lack of romanticism. And it always cracked me up with this because you could tell she had a lot of time to plan her rescue. Like she had a whole thing in her head, how
she hit with
going to be. And what I loved about it, because this plays so well in the second one, when Shrek was like, "Who are you expecting, Prince Charming?" and she was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
And then next one they introduced Prince Charming, who's an idiot, of course, but he's the kind of guy that would sweep you off his feet.
Right.
It actually killed me. So of course they flee the castle after rescuing Donkey, and by rescuing Donkey, they were able to kind of sort of trap the dragon there. And once they rescued it, Shrek removes his helmet, revealing that he's an ogre. And Fiona at first is a little taken aback, but you could tell there's something else kind of
extra
going
there.
Right.
Right. When you get to the part where
Merriman.
well, yeah, correction. Shrek confides with Donkey about the frustrations that with being feared and rejected by others over his parents. And it's like, Shrek is a confident dude, but he's an ogre, you know what I'm saying? So not the most he's not the most easy on the eyes.
He's aware of his place, it's like it's like me back in the day. So go ahead.
Well, do I respond to that? I probably should.
I think that was a Mojave joke.
So go on.
Okay. Fiona overhears the conversation that Shrek and Donkey having and decides to be nice to him, whatever. The next day, we get this band of married men, and we see that Fiona got some scrap in her. Some big scrap in her, actually.
Man.
And of course, at the time, you had to do a Matrix reference.
Matrix scene, and able to fix her hair in the process while staying in the air, and then finally kicking them in the face.
It had to be some sort of a Matrix reference somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's only 2 years removed from the movie at that point.
So Shrek is impressed with Fiona, and they begin to fall in love. Now, when they get towards Duloc, Fiona goes to the shelter, and the women for the evening. Donkey enters to see that Fiona has transformed into an ogre, basically. And was wild, and I feel kind of bad because I know a girl
that looks like
ogre Fiona. And
shout out to who?
Shout.
But I remember being a kid. I remember being in high school. I was like, "You look like Fiona, the ogre, though." I felt like, don't say it out loud.
He said, "You look like Fiona at night."
It's like,
you know what?
She's like Fiona. ... The ogre.
That gap in your tooth. You know what that looks like.
I don't know, but yeah. So Donkey sees that the Fiona does turn into an ogre, and basically kept it a secret until good old Farquaad shows up. Jay, what happens after that?
So, well, actually, Shrek gets upset because he came in on the tail end of their conversation and heard some things that he didn't really, like. Basically, she was talking about herself and like, who would want to be with someone who looks like this, an ugly ogre? But he thought she was talking about him. So he was like, "Oh, that's how you want to be? I'm about to call your mans and he's going to come pick you up and I'm done."
First of all, bitch, I don't even like you like that.
That's exactly what happened. Like, he called Lord Farquaad, like, "Come get your girl."
He left in the middle of the night. He was like, I'm not getting sleep. You come get your girl.
Nah. Fuck that. You gotta go. You gotta go. And take the ass with you.
That's exactly how it happened.
Take the ass with you.
Take the ass with you.
Since you want to listen to her talk shit, you can go with her.
Since you want to be all but up fucking here about bullshit, you can go with her.
Go be her noble steed. What's wrong with you?
So confused and hurt by Shrek's hostility toward her, she accepts Farquaad's marriage and marriage proposal, and they request that they be married before nightfall, and they're gone. So Shrek abandons Donkey and returns to his now vacated swamp as agreed. From there, go ahead, Dave.
Basically, Donkey gets pissed off at this because he was technically part of the deal, and now he is now the proud owner of half the swamp, which
yes, he is.
Which, okay, like that's not what the contract says, but that's fine. Me being the contract guy, I wouldn't want to see what the contract says. That's just me. Confronts a still upset Shrek, and during their quarrel, Donkey explains that the ugly beast that Fiona was referring to was someone else. Kudos to Donkey for not revealing it. Kudos.
Okay, real friend.
Let me tell you, man. Like that is a stand-up, loyal creature right there from a very talkative Eddie Murphy. For a fact, not keep a secret before that.
Because Jay Alonzo.
Huh?
You'd have told it.
Yo, hey, bro, listen. Listen. You my man, so I don't want you to say hey going like that, but your girl turned into Nell Carter at night. I don't know if you knew that. But she do. I don't know if you knew that.
Not Nell Carter.
Yeah. Like I told her, I said, Fiona, you want some needs? She was like, Nell Carter, oh shit. Have you nervous?
But wait, but do y'all remember in that scene though, he thought that she ate Fiona?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she had the same voice. And he was like, I'm going to get you out.
But you got to sit right here for a little bit on the inside. No, Carter. That's what I'm saying.
So, in the process, Donkey urges Shrek to express his feelings for Fiona before she marries, and the two quickly travel to Duloc. And I kind of laughed a little bit harder than I should have on the scene, because Donkey says, you can't just go and interrupt a wedding. You got to wait for the right part. So how do we know that that's going to happen? Shrek's over here tossing him up into the highest, like figure it out. And after the third toss, Donkey's like, oh, I think they already said it.
He like, forget this. I'm about to just go in there.
He just goes barging into it, interrupting the wedding just before the ceremony completes, and tells Fiona that Farquaad is only marrying to become king, which is true. The sun sets as Fiona transforms into an ogress in front of everyone, causing Shrek to suddenly understand what he overheard.
Right.
And outraged, Farquaad orders that Shrek be executed and Fiona detained. Dragon, who has decided to come for her mans, decides to show up and after befriending Donkey, and Donkey somehow riding on the back of Dragon in this case, burst in and just straight up devours like Farquaad. It's like she
didn't even put up a fight.
No, she wasn't playing around.
And that was after he professed himself the king. He was like, well, it's not my fault she an ogre. Y'all saw what happened. I'm the king. See? See? And then she ate his ass.
So of course, afterwards, Shrek and Fiona profess her love, and they share a kiss. And Fiona assumes love's true form, as it says in the fairy tale. In the fairy tale, once she receives true love's first kiss, she presumes the form that she's supposed to show, which in this case causes her to remain an ogress, which, all right, that's kind of a nice little spin on the tale. No longer believing she is beautiful, Fiona is consoled by Shrek, who tells her that she's always been, and they marry in the swamp with the fairy tale creatures in attendance, and then leave for their honeymoon, and presumably gain into a really excellent sequel afterwards.
And then I saw her face. I'm a believer. I believe. Yeah, that was the good time.
And that's Shrek. That
is Shrek.
This may have been probably the best movie that came out in 2001.
Yes.
In 2001. So think about it. We're now exploring the year 2001 this year. So think about all things we could be reviewing, but decided not to. Like Double Take. Like
Double Take.
This year when Fellowship of the Ring comes around, but maybe that's just me for my dorky ass. But
that is you and your dorky ass.
I want it. I want it back.
You want the dragons and slayers and shit like. I'm good.
I want the elves and the ogres. And the
like they're the type to be like, do you know when the elves come at the stroke of midnight, the clouds part and the dragon layers what the fuck are you talking about?
I'll be like, word.
What?
Word. Oh, you know what? I think I told the story before. A good year or two ago, me and Dave would pick me up a couple times. I went to one of his game nights. And I gotta tell you, I met a whole different side of my man's, and I'm like, look at my guy. It's like a full-blown fantasy game night? Is that what it is?
Yeah. No, we were playing. Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Y'all were playing Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah. Well,
that's still a thing?
It's surprisingly much more popular than you think.
Y'all still out here? Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so if I was to say what celebrities play Dungeons and Dragons, would you believe me?
No.
Joe Manganiello, the guy from Magic Mike, is a huge nerd. So much so, he has his own table and invited people to join his table.
Wow.
Jason Momoa is a huge Dungeons and Dragons nerd.
Huge D&D fan, yeah.
Huge D&D nerd. Oh, yeah. There's a reason he was so good as Khal Drogo. This was stuff that he used to do. So, I don't know. I don't know what to really tell you. It's a blast. I have a blast with it. It's been a while since I've played, but yeah.
You ever watch somebody do something, play something it looks interesting, and you're like, wow. And then the friend that's doing it, he really knows what he's doing. I have no clue what the fuck is going on. But
and I was gonna say that. I was gonna be like, yeah, I know what Dungeons and Dragons is, but I don't know what Dungeons and Dragons is.
I don't know what's happening. I'm like, wait.
Right.
we didn't have to record this at all. We could probably edit this entire conversation out.
We could. But it just shows our friendship for so long. For you to invite me into that and we share with so much with the audience. It was cool to see Dave on this D&D tip. I have no clue what's happening. But all right,
Dave invited me out for R&B night.
Yes, you gotta come.
I was no, I'm serious. We went to an R&B only thing. I was the
only my birthday. Yes, that's true.
For Jay's birthday.
That's true.
And I saw some shit. I saw Skylar literally pile drive a girl. That was interesting.
Oh, you've never seen that before?
I've never seen it.
It's a sight to see.
I've seen it in a wrestling match. I was expecting
with a broken arm. All right. That's cool.
He did have a broken
with a broken arm. All right.
Oh, shout out to Skylar, man. Not to get you in trouble.
And it was my birthday, but I'm not doing that shit. All right, let's get to some takeaways. Jade as our guest for today's show, first of many. Who's getting that guy award?
Donkey, duh. Who doesn't love the everything he did was the realest. Even when they went on the quest in the beginning, when Lord Farquaad and Shrek came to this agreement that I will get your girl if you get the fairy tale creatures out of my swamp. Basically he said, give me my swamp back. And
go get your girl and give me my swamp.
Right. And Donkey was like, so we about to go on this quest for this man that you just met to get his girl so you can get back the swamp that you only don't have because there's some creatures over there. Okay. Make it make sense. He said some real stuff throughout the entire movie, and I don't think a lot of people thought that. He was dope. He was the movie, like I said.
That chick award.
Movie Fiona. Duh. Well, it would be Fiona once she whooped
She is
everybody's ass.
the only chick in this movie, unfortunately.
Yeah. Only chick that was worth having speaking lines because they mentioned Cinderella, they mentioned Snow White twice, but
that Fool Award.
ooh, that was.
I feel like we're all gonna have the same ones.
I feel I'm gonna have to go with Lord Farquaad because dude is just dumb. Like he broke Gingerbread Man's legs, and I don't appreciate that. However, that man pieced it up with some icing because you can't keep a real one down. So
that gingerbread scene is hilarious because when he goes, where is he going? Eat me! It spits in his face. Like, oh, eat me.
But no, before they even showed the gingerbread man and they showed Lord Farquaad coming in and they showed the bodyguard with the Grim Reaper, that's what he is, the Grim Reaper mask on, right? Yes. And they were pouring a cup of milk. They was about to drown this man. That's so messed up.
It was a waterboarding joke, no doubt about
it.
Right? That was a waterboarding reference for sure. Cut that out.
If you have something,
I'm gonna say the beginning, where it was dark and they came in with their pitchforks to come find Shrek, and he was in his house eating, and then he kind of showed up behind them and just yelled at them, and they ran away. Like the only important part of that scene to me was him grabbing the poster saying like "Fairy Tale Creatures Exiled." Like, what's that? And then it cuts to the next scene of them actually, being exiled out of the village or whatever. Right. But I just feel like because we then got Donkey running through the forest and ended up behind the ogre, and he was like, "I'm supposed to take both of you into custody and take you to the correct facility," and everybody scattered. That was enough to let us know why y'all want to get him. Y'all too scary. I didn't think the first one was really needed.
Understood. Does it hold up?
Yes, absolutely. What? I got 2 generations of kids after it originally came out for us. I got 2 more in the back that love that, and I'm about to have another one that's gonna love it. That movie literally stands the test of time.
Right.
And then it's a franchise, so it's like you get more. It's not just the one.
And finally, iconic scene.
I was wrestling with this one because everything was great. Damn. I don't know.
Want us to go back with you on that one?
I guess it would have to be like when he no, because actually one of the funniest parts of that movie to me was when Shrek was trying to explain that he had layers like an onion. He was like, ogres are like onions. And he was like, oh, they stink? And then ogre was like, no. And he was like, oh, if you leave them out in the sun, they sprout little hairs. And he was like, no. He was like, oh, they make you cry. And he was like, and then they went into the cake and the parfait. That was pretty funny for me.
Dope.
Fair enough.
Danger. Looking at that guy work.
I'm gonna get. You know what? I'll give it to Shrek. Not because I think he's actually the better character, because I like Donkey just a little bit more. Because that guy showed loyalty like no bounds. Like wow. But I'll give it to Shrek because Shrek found a way to grow in this movie. This was a guy that was pretty much content, but not happy with the idea of basically growing old, alone for the rest of his days because he just didn't feel like he could find a way to fit in. And in a way, he kind of becomes the unlikely hero. He's suddenly the hero to all these, fairy tale creatures, that's willing to give them back their life. And, he did find love with Fiona, which was also really great. But his role, how he became kind of that hero to start out with, and how his role really expanded throughout the rest of the Shrek universe. He is a very, very, very well liked character, and it shows. I mean, you give the guy 3 more, possibly another movie on the way, and have a spinoff series come from that. In general, plus a stage musical and all that. Like, that's a franchise, man.
Which I love, by the way. The musical was so good to me.
And it keeps going. That chick award.
That chick award, I guess I'll give it to Fiona. There's a part of me that just kind of wants to give it to Dragon because she just had. You know what? I am going to give it to Dragon. I'll tell you what I'll give it
to Dragon.
Dragon had one role and one role only. She was a black woman in a dragon's body because all she wanted was to no longer be lonely whatsoever. And everybody is always out trying to kill her, but nobody ever asked how Dragon is doing. And so the one person who decides to charm her in this, and they have the ugliest babies I've ever seen. It don't matter though. Like it's Dragon. You can't really fault Dragon for being Dragon. Like she's just like, okay, I'm gonna terrorize Duloc now. Okay, I'm
she's
gonna
a hopeless she's like,
that's exactly what she is.
That Fool Award.
I'm gonna give it to the 3 Blind Mice. I'm trying to get away from the traditional characters, because I could give it to Farquaad, but Farquaad has too many good lines for me to just say you're the fool. Like he's the antagonist at the end of this movie. With the 3 Blind Mice though, like how have you guys not been eaten yet? Like how do you dodge everything? And how are you everywhere? I've never seen mice move that fast before.
They move so damn fast.
They got that stick. They be going.
I know. They're the Energizer rats. It doesn't make me feel good. I'm slow. What can I say?
Where we at with it? My bad. Cut that out.
I don't really have a cut that out per se. This is an hour and a half, and it's an hour and a half tight.
Tight hour and a half, yeah.
You could technically cut out some of the small little romantic scenes between Fiona and Shrek because after the reveal, most of this movie turns into a romantic comedy afterwards. Like
right.
From the snake and frog balloons to the cotton candy spider, to whatever. You could probably cut one of those scenes out, but it doesn't hurt the movie to have it. It doesn't help the movie to leave it out. So that's anyway my answer.
Just hold up.
Yes, like I said, 4 movies. 4 possibly 5 movies. A spinoff movie. I think that spinoff movies gain a sequel and a stage musical. Yes, it absolutely holds up.
And iconic scene.
I'm gonna give it to the first meeting going into Duloc. Like the whole shiny shoes by your face. Like it's in a short 30-second clip. It encompasses all of the hilarity that is Shrek. It was like you realized, hey, we know that a lot of adults are going to be watching this, so we want to have as much fun with this as possible. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Jay Alonso, who is getting your That Guy award?
Donkey up top, and the reason why is because Donkey is just Donkey's us. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody who's in that situation would use jokes to kind of detach from the peril that you're actually in, right? But even like to be cornered by a dragon, and the dragon is crushing on you, and he goes, "Well, listen, I got ass money now. You could be blowing smoke rings in front of me and shit like that." Like that's some. I'd say that. You know what I'm saying? They just
he sure did it. I'm asthmatic, so
you blowing smoke rings like you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Donkey's great. Eddie Murphy kills the character for sure. Donkey up top. Shrek is awesome, but the show was Donkey. You know what I'm saying?
Who's getting your That Chick award?
I'm gonna go Dragon too. Dragon is to her soul, man. She just needs some love, man. You know what I'm saying? She be flicking her little joints, you know what I'm saying? And Hey, man.
Just don't mess with her man. That's pretty much all she's saying.
Or she'll breathe on you. Hot breathe. Word. Hot breathe.
Look, she spit hot fire.
Hot fire. Blah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure.
So much hot fire. Who's gaining that full award?
That full award, I will give it to the gingerbread man, even though the song they break down like he married to the ginger or the something man. The muffin man. I'm married to the muffin man. That shit me died. I'm gonna give it to one of Farquaad's bodyguards when they're doing the day game part. Dude goes, Saya, pick number 3.
He was like, pick number 3, my lord.
Yeah, clearly your whole job is to just simply just kill things because you have no actual intelligence at all. All
right. Cut that out.
Cut that out. Cut that out. I don't think I really would cut anything out. Like I kind of realized today that this movie's kind of solid as is. Like it's definitely a solid run as is. Like even the sappy love parts didn't bother me as much. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of want to cut anything out.
Fair enough. Does it hold up?
It does. Surprisingly enough, it's just I kind of felt like I kind of robbed myself of my teen years. I'm like, yo, Shrek is funny as shit. I was just trying to talk to the girls. I didn't really care to watch it. And I watched Shrek's funny as shit. I enjoyed the hell out of Shrek for sure. So, yeah.
And iconic scene.
Even though 20 years from now, Shrek is canceled. I can guarantee that right now.
Right?
No doubt.
And iconic scene.
Iconic scene. It has to be Donkey already getting on Shrek's nerves, singing and shit. I told you stop singing. Well, can I whistle?
He said, "Can I whistle?
Can I whistle?" No. Can I hum it? Okay, sure, hum it. Like that is just iconic to me, man. It's so funny. All right, quick hits. We wrap this thing up. Dave, you ready for quick hits?
I am. Let's do this.
All right, quick hits. The principal actors never met each other. They all read their parts separately with a reader feeding them the lines. John Lithgow later admitted while he enjoyed playing Lord Farquaad, he was a little disappointed that he never actually worked directly with Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, or Eddie Murphy.
No.
The line, "You're on your way to smack bottom," was improvised by Mike Myers after he got annoyed at one of the directors. He had also used this line a few years earlier while playing his Austin Powers character in the popular music video Madonna's song, "Beautiful Stranger."
Shrek received his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it's in front of the theater.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like she be like on front of the theater.
Chris Farley was originally cast as Shrek and even recorded all of the dialogue. However, after his death, the role was given to fellow SNL performer Mike Myers. Shrek's air quotes in the film is an homage to Farley, whose character Bennett Brower also used air quotes. A story reel featuring a sample of Farley's recorded dialogue was leaked to the public in August 2015. I kind of want to listen.
Me too.
Donkey and Fiona are the only characters to refer to Shrek by name in this film. Others will later do so in other films.
The song All Star by Smash Mouth, heard in the opening credits, was only a placeholder for test screenings until a new song could be found. But test audiences loved it, and the producers kept it in. When the producers decided to keep All Star, they decided to let the band perform the last song in the movie, I'm a Believer.
And that is it. That is it. Shrek is a good time. Watch Shrek 2, Shrek 3, Shrek Forever After, and the possible fifth one if it comes. Shrek is always
and the musical.
And the musical, for sure.
It was really good.
Watch Puss in Boots, because Puss in Boots
and the Puss in Boots spinoff, yes. Jade Ball, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for joining us today. Making me come out on my vacations to make sure I was there with you. Let people know where they can find you.
You can find me on Facebook, Jade Ball, Instagram, Ooh, bear with me. It's like underscore the THA_stone because people don't get my name right. They think I'm saying Jane or Jada. So I have to say Jade, like the stone. So that's my name on Instagram. The adult
like
game nights, right? The adult game nights has its own page. It's No Expressions Presents Adult Game Nights. All my flyers are there. I post them on my personal page as well, but they're always in there. So you can always find all the anything that I'm doing, all content will be in there.
All right. Danger Neff, where can I find you?
On Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, David Danger Neff. I'm the coach here at Back to the Classics with my guy here. I am actually almost going to record my next episode here in the next 30 minutes because the next week I will not be in town. I will actually be in Boston.
Boston?
Yep.
Boston strong?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if you're going to try to reach out to me, more than likely Duval is going to be manning the Facebook group for some time until I can convince Jay to start posting more into that, please.
I'm on vacation.
When you get back from vacation, for the love of God, please. Before we burn out Duval. As always, the Back to the Classics Facebook group is up and popping. Make sure you go check that out. You can check out our show pretty much anywhere that you listen to podcasts, as well as YouTube under Beat Network. As always, please make sure you check out beatnetworkonline.com. If you feel like donating to the show or want to come up with content creation, there's a button down at the bottom that says donate. Give me money. I need money. I need money to pay these people. So give me money so that I can pay these people. You get the idea there. And if you're interested in partnering up with Beat Network for any sort of advertising, feel free to reach out to us through there, and we will personally make sure that we handle whatever cases that we can for you and whatever your needs are. And we do a lot of needs. So yeah, Jay Lonzo, as you go back into the ocean, free from this podcasting world, let the people know where they could have found you at.
You could have found me on Instagram at official Jay Alonzo. You can find me on Twitter at Jay Alonzo. You can find me on Facebook at Jay Alonzo. Snapchat and all that good stuff, J-Alonzo. And yes, I'm ready to go back on my vacation. I'm in the process of moving to a new apartment and just living my life like it's golden, as Joe Scott would say. Dave already said everything else, man. Thank you, Dave. Thank you once again to the great, lovely future mom, Jade Ball.
Thank you so much.
Third time.
Third time's a charm.
Bruh.
All right. Well, anyway, with that being said, man, love y'all. Dave will be back next week. And I'll be back top of June. All right. With that being said, I am Jim Alonso. As always, me and my man,
Danger Neff.
This is Back to Classics.
Peace.